Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone. For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing. Dow Automotive Systems, improving durability and increasing design flexibility with Betamate structural adhesives at dowbetamate.com. And by Hyundai. Experience the 2011 Hyundai Sonata today at HyundaiSonata.com.
This is Autoline Daily for September 22nd, 2011. Let's get into today's report. Because labor negotiations between Chrysler and the UAW aren't going so well. The union announced it is putting those negotiations on the back burner and devoting its main efforts with Ford. And it looks like it could take some time for Chrysler and the UAW to reach an agreement. Chrysler put out a statement saying it will extend the deadline to October 19th, and that's a full month beyond the original deadline. And Sergio Marchionne is saying there's no way he's going to agree to the contract that the union got with GM. He says it's too expensive. Clearly, Sergio is playing hardball, and something tells me that this is more than just a negotiating ploy. We need to keep our eyes on this one. One of the details that leaked out about the GM contract is that it's going to put a mid-size pickup truck in its Wentzville, Missouri plant. Presumably, this will be the next generation of Chevy Colorado and GMC Canyon. Ford has announced it is going to drop the Ranger pickup in the near future, so maybe GM believes it can pick up those sales. Volkswagen wants to triple its sales in the U.S. by 2018, but according to an op-ed piece in Ward's, VW does not have enough dealers to handle that kind of increase. The company says it will add more dealers in the U.S., but if it wants to reach its target, it would have to be a lot, and soon. The article also says existing dealers are not prepared to compete with Toyota or Honda dealers. Bridgestone announced it will invest over $1 billion to expand production and build a new plant in the U.S. The company will invest over $200 million at its South Carolina plant to increase production of tires for cars and light trucks. And by 2015, the plant will make close to 38,000 tires a day. Bridgestone will also spend an additional $970 million to build a new plant in South Carolina that will make tires for large construction and mining vehicles. That new plant will open in 2014, and it's the first time Bridgestone has ever manufactured these kinds of tires outside of Japan. A company called Vehicle Production Group started building the world's first vehicle that is tailor-made for disabled people. Called the MV1, it's built by AM General in Mishawaka, Indiana. What it lacks in style, it more than makes up with in functionality. It can seat 6, features a 36-inch wide, 56-inch tall sliding door, plus a power deployable ramp, which makes it easy to load or unload a wheelchair. It's built on a Roush chassis and features a Ford powertrain. Base price is $40 grand, which sounds expensive, but that's considerably less than converting a conventional vehicle. The MV1 will be sold at more than 40 dealerships across the country, starting at the end of the month. The Cadillac Ciel is stunning, and the craftsmanship and attention to detail that went into it rivals high-end Swiss swatches. Inside, it's swathed in acres of cowhide and wood. As you'd expect, that timber is not a simulated imitation. It's the real thing, and there's an interesting story behind it. This beautiful olive wood came from a 300-year-old tree in Naples, Italy, that fell over during a storm. The logs were shipped off to Pennsylvania, where they were cut up and kiln dried. The planks were then sent through a thickness planer and scanned into a computer, so GM designers could precisely arrange the grain exactly the way they wanted it. Mwah, bellissimo. Hey, after the break, we're going to take a peek inside the new 2013 Chevy Malibu. Don't use go nowhere.
I got this one, old man.
For drivers who want to get the most out of their cars, it's Bridgestone or nothing.
The midsize sedan segment's really heating up. Never before have there been so many good cars on the market. You know, you really cannot buy a bad one. To succeed in this segment, players have to bring everything to the table. refinement, styling, comfort, efficiency, and a whole lot more. A great interior is also part of that equation, and that's what GM is working on with its latest midsize sedan.
First off, from an interior standpoint, we definitely are committed to our heritage with Chevrolet, and that's embracing the dual cockpit design. We did it a little bit different this time. We wanted to have a more simple approach, and it's interrupted by the center stack, so it gives you the dual zones. But we also wanted to complement this interior with sporty cues. For example, you'll find a Camaro-like cluster. You'll see a cross-car approach with grille accented with chrome, so it gives it a nice sporty luxury feel. The vehicle that we're looking at today is our LTZ fashion model, and what that offers is a great tipping process, which gives you a leather appearance, a leather-like appearance on the IP and doors. It's very familiar for us for the usage and the look on the current model. We have it on the seat inserts, on the leather seat inserts, and we found a great process to help us complement and get a more leather-like look on the IP and the door. So this tipping process gives the interior a touch of luxury. You know, on top of great design and luxury appointments, we have great storage, great wow features in the center stack behind a 7-inch color display. You'll find a storage unit. It's a great place to conceal your electronics. So it's just full of surprise and delight features with ambient lighting, other storage areas, great roomy interior overall.
That tipping process Crystal talked about involves taking a material and printing a lighter color on top of the high spots, which makes it appear to have more depth. You know, earlier in today's report, we showed you where that wood came from that went into the Cadillac Ciel. The timing of that story was perfect because our guest tonight on Autoline After Hours is Clay Dean, the head of advanced design at General Motors. And the Cadillac Ciel came out of his shop. And that's what me and the auto extremist Peter DeLorenzo will be talking about tonight. Join us, won't you? And make sure you get your questions in for the rapid fire segment. And that wraps up today's show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.